Taehyung has never been this nervous in his whole life. He has lived an eventful life for most of his 32 years, including having been on the biggest stages there are, performing in front of thousands and thousands of screaming fans. But nothing beats this. It may sound strange, but he is not exaggerating. As he steps out of the cab that he arrives in together with Seokjin at the airport, he can hardly breathe. "Relax now, Taehyung," Seokjin mumbles admonishingly, trying to snap him out of his close-to-nervous breakdown, as Yoongi approaches them with his arms outstretched and the biggest grin on his face. "Boys," he shouts, throwing himself in the arms of Taehyung, hugging him so hard it hurts. Then he turns to Seokjin. "Seokjin." They stare at each other for several seconds before Seokjin resolutely closes the space between them and brings them into a tight embrace. It's been years since Taehyung and Yoongi hung out together, but it's been even longer since Seokjin and Yoongi did, and Taehyung realizes that this must be even weirder for them. That realization somewhat takes the edge off his nervousness, even if Yoongi surely isn't the main culprit for his anxiety right now. But it gets his mind enough off Jungkook and his +1 to start to function somewhat normally again. "You came together," Yoongi blurts out when he and Seokjin breaks apart, eyes watery, clearly moved. He points between Taehyung and Seokjin, and Taehyung grins at Seokjin, very proud of their newfound friendship. "Yeah, we've started to hang out again," Seokjin smiles, ruffling Taehyung's hair fondly, which only earns him a smack on his arm, because Taehyung has spent ages on his hair this morning. Yoongi calls a couple of guys to them, who's been standing close by, with the purpose of having them carrying Taehyung and Seokjin's bags to the check-in. "Yoongi, I can carry my own," Taehyung starts but quietens when Yoongi fixates his eyes on him. Enough of that, Yoongi decides, and then smiles his contagious smile, making both Taehyung and Seokjin laugh. "Thanks for joining me on this crazy birthday trip, and let me spoil you in exchange. Okay, they don't even know where they are going. Just that it'll be somewhere warm, where they'll be swimming and partying, and they've been told to pack accordingly." "You've chartered a plane?" Seokjin asks as they head into the terminal, making Taehyung wonder if it's only he and Seokjin that gets this special treatment from Yoongi, meeting them at their cab and following them into the airport building. "I sure did. 40 of my best friends are on this trip. It can't go wrong," Kennedy looks so happy and content, and it genuinely warms Taehyung's heart. And he's so attentive to both Taehyung and Seokjin that Taehyung starts to think that Yoongi actually does consider them as his special guests. Them too, and probably Jungkook and Jimin as well. Then it warms his heart, that fact he cannot hide. "So," Yoongi starts, a bit hesitantly, when they walk through the airport in the direction of their gate. "You and Jungkook broke up?" "Yes," straight to the point. "Why not?" Taehyung thinks, and nods. "Yeah. About a year ago, right. Are you still okay hanging out with him, or Taehyung just got to love his straightforwardness, not beating around the bush, and it's refreshing. It's his cup of tea. I'm not gonna be subtle about it. We didn't part on good grounds, Yoongi, and we haven't been in contact since the breakup." Although Taehyung raises a finger. "I did meet him 2 months ago, briefly, but then I made an utter fool of myself. So, Tae, I'm asking you how you wanna play this. It's up to you. I'll sort it out, however you wanna go about it, okay? If you want to be seated the furthest away from him that you can, when we eat, I'll sort it. If you don't want to be on his team when we team up for games, I'll interfere with the draw. I just want everyone to feel comfortable and have a good time here. Oh. So, you've asked Jungkook the same? How he wants to go about me I have. Taehyung makes an impatient sound, but Yoongi just shakes his head. I'm asking you now, Tae. Taehyung shrugs, exchanging a quick look with Seokjin. I'll keep running into him, and his boyfriend, now, and in the future, so I guess there's no point in hiding. I can as well just get it over with. I don't want to be treated differently from any of your other guests, but if Jungkook's asked not to interact with me, I'm fine with that as well. And Tae, stop. He hasn't. He said the same thing as you did right now, so, it's settled then. He looks at Taehyung reassuringly. Can you please not let this come in between you guys, for this weekend, and just relax and have fun and celebrate with me? They've stopped just outside the gate area and Taehyung squeezes Yoongi's arm. Of course, Hyung. I promise. This is going to be such an amazing weekend. Many cute singles. Yoongi's winks to both Taehyung and Seokjin, the three of them chuckling softly. And for the first time since he woke up this morning, Taehyung feels his confidence slowly returning to his body and mind. That's a relief, for sure, and it feels good. And he takes the opportunity to ask the question that's been burning in the back of his head for all too long now. Is he here, then? Jungkook's new boyfriend Yoongi takes a deep breath and leans in closer on Taehyung and Seokjin. He is. And obviously he's a decent lad. Jungkook wouldn't have chosen him otherwise. But let me tell you, Taehyung, he lowers his voice, conspiratorially, he's nowhere near your caliber. Jungkook has made such a trade-off. It's mean, but still, it's music to Taehyung, for whatever it's worth. Seokjin chuckles appreciatively and Taehyung barks out a surprised laugh, leaning in to hug Yoongi fondly. God, he's missed him and his ways. And the invisible bond they have, all five of them, really, from the band years. Their loyalty to each other. Taehyung knows that would the current situation have been different, though, where the five of them still had hung out, someone's new boy or girlfriend would undoubtedly have been accepted into their group. At least on a superficial and polite level, until they'd proved themselves worthy of their boy-band boyfriend. But since they aren't a close circle anymore, Yoongi can afford to be about Jungkook's boyfriend, to Taehyung, and half unintentionally to Seokjin as well, just to be a good sport about it. But Taehyung obviously knows that Yoongi's treated both Jungkook and said boyfriend royally since they got here. And that's fine. This is the reality Taehyung has to work with now and for 3 nights ahead. Taehyung spots him as soon as the three of them steps into the gate area. He's at the front of it, standing up and talking vividly, with Jimin. Reflexively, Taehyung's face lights up and he grins widely, nudging Seokjin in his side. There's Jimin, he hisses, and Seokjin looks in the direction of where Taehyung nods. And Jungkook, Seokjin deadpans. Yeah, but it itches in Taehyung's whole body to go and say hi to Jimin, and in combination with his newfound confidence, and a strong urge to just get it over with, he nudges Seokjin again. Let's go over there. Yoongi catches up immediately. You wanna go say hi? He sounds relieved. Come on, I'll join you. He's grinning wide as well now. Seokjin shrugs, a small, hesitant smile playing on his lips as well, because of course he's tense about meeting the last 2 members of the band. They were extremely close at the time, so this is definitely a reunion, of sorts. They say hello to quite a number of people on their way there. Taehyung and Seokjin know the faces and names of a few of Yoongi's friends. Many of them are publicly known, or famous, and it's fun to start to bond already from the start. Everyone's obviously keen on showing themselves from their best side. They're going to spend a weekend very closely together, after all. And everyone who's here right now clearly wants to contribute to a good atmosphere, and to make Yoongi's party something you'll remember for a long time. Jungkook. Jimin. Look who the cat dragged in, Yoongi shouts when they are still some way off from where Jungkook and Jimin stand. Some curious heads are turned in amusement, but Jungkook's head probably snaps the quickest of them all. And his gaze ends up straight on Taehyung, and Taehyung looks back, keeping his smile, and they don't break the eye contact until they're hugging. Taehyung isn't sure how it all happened, but it's okay. It truly feels like they want to show each other that everything's good between them. They're going to be good sports for the sake of Yoongi, and they're going to have a good weekend in each other's and everyone else's company. This was the best start of this trip that he could have asked for. Not completely aware of what's happening outside of their hugging bubble, Taehyung soon breaks free and mumbles, "Good to see you, Cookie." Jungkook replies, "Good to see you, Tae." And that's that. Quickly turning in the direction of where he knows Jimin is, Taehyung finds his familiar, wonderful arms wrapped around himself in no time. So effortlessly, so easily. It's a blur of limbs, and hugs, and appreciative words, but after a while they find themselves standing in their small little circle and just stare at each other, wordlessly. The moment lasts long enough to be regarded as awkward for most people, but not for them. Contrary, they thrive in it, and Taehyung can only describe it as beautiful. Yoongi breaks the moment by clapping his hands together, wink at the guys one last time, and then raise his gaze to the large crowd that are actually also there. Hi again, everyone. Let me begin by telling you how incredibly happy I am that you all are here. I truly am. He puts his hand over his heart and looks as honest as only Yoongi can. This is obviously just a free holiday for you guys, or me bribing you to come hang with me, if you like. He pauses and smiles cheekily when the room breaks out in a laugh. But I will pay no attention to that fact. Laughter again. Anyway, thank you for coming. I'm touched by having such amazing people in my life. And he gestures through the large floor-to-ceiling windows. We are soon boarding a plane that'll take us to sunny Greece. Deafening cheers and whistles are heard, and Taehyung looks around and thinks that this is really a great, fun bunch. Specifically, to a small, cute island called Klaxus, which has a single, small hotel right on the beach. And that hotel, ladies and gentlemen, we have all to ourselves. This just gets better and better. Taehyung thinks and smiles at Seokjin, and then carefully looks in the direction of Jungkook. Jungkook has two fingers in his mouth, wolf whistling, black eyes bright and happy. There's a guy standing at his side now, who Taehyung gaze catches on. It's something familiar about him, but Taehyung can't sort his thoughts in all the noise and commotion surrounding them right now, and he doesn't want to stare either, so he moves over to look at Yoongi for a while, before he discreetly looks back at the blonde man. No,